Greetings, students. Again, we're starting the algebra series, and the next math concept that we're going to look at is the distributive property. And this is involving form of multiplication in terms of distributing a factor to each of the factors which has a operation in between them. In terms of multiplication, whether the multiplication involves subtraction and addition, or even division, which identifies some of the other operators. Again, addition, subtraction, multiplication, even raising the power of exponents. But we're going to look at a few examples just to kind of help you recall what you previously learned in high school, or even upon taking math courses in the university. For example, I have 3 times 4 plus 5. Okay. All right. This represents parentheses. Also represents a form of multiplication. So, in using the distributive property, we're going to distribute the 3 to each term or each factor in this expression. So, in other words, 3 times 4 is 12, plus 3 times 5 is 15, and that equals to 27. Okay. Now, distributive properties can go from left to right, and you probably remember your full method, but if we have time to do that, and we have to do that involving the algebra series, when we get to that, we will. Otherwise, you would distribute using whatever factor that is in front of the expression or behind the expression. Let's give you another example. Let's give you a term. Negative 5 plus 3x, all right, plus 2 times 5x minus 3. All right. You have a term that you're going to distribute, but you have to remember you want to distribute whatever factor that is in front of the parenthesis. Since 2 is in front of it, then you're going to distribute only the 2, not these other terms. Okay? Only the factor that's in front or behind the parenthesis that involves the expression. So I'm going to write this over. Negative 5 plus 3x. Now, plus, I'm going to multiply or distribute 2 to these terms. Notice when you're distributing, you're only distributing in this time factors, coefficients. All right. 2 times 5x will give you 10x. 2 times negative 3 would give you a negative 6. In the same conduction, in the same directions that you conduct your multiplication, positive times a negative will give you a negative. When you multiply 2 positive, you get a positive number. When you multiply 2 negative numbers, you get a positive number in multiplication, and that also applies in division. And then we combine like terms from our discussion from the last series. All right, so you add your like terms, a negative 5 and a negative 6. When you add them, you get a negative 11, plus a positive 3x plus 10x. This will give you 13x. All right, now you can write it in simplified form, which is you write the expression in terms of the degree. Since this is the first degree, 13x, which is the degree of 1, you write that first. All right, 13x minus negative 11. All right, and you have this term. All right, this is a simplified form according to levels of degree. Let's try another one, and what we'll do, we'll write it in the form of a question. All right. I'm going to write this example. Just take me a few seconds. Apply the distributive right? Apply the distributive property, right? Okay. To expand the following expression. All right. Okay. Now this is the expression 3 times 5x squared minus 3x plus 3x, excuse me, minus 3. All right. Okay, and here are your choices. A, 15x squared plus 3x minus 3. B, 8x squared plus 6x minus 6. C, 15x squared. D, 15x squared plus 9x minus 3. E, 15x squared plus 9x minus 9. And here are your choices. Now on the praxis math exam, you're going to have choices like this, and then you're going to have to decide from which choice is the right answer when you solve this expression. And you have to select the right response. So let's write this and see if one of our responses for these choices to where we can select the right one. We have, let's take this and then we'll distribute. All right, so we're going to distribute 3 times 5x squared, which is 15x squared. All right, that's a funny 5. All right, this is 15. I'll write it over so you can see it. Okay, and then 3 times a positive 9, 3 times a positive 3x will give you 9x. All right, and then positive 3 times a negative 3 will give you a negative 9. All right, so from one of the choices here that listed right here, and this corresponds with this, the right choice is E. All right, so on your exam, on your pre-exam, just take your time and practice. And notice that your expressions will line up, and your choices will be the right choice will be among your other responses here.